The Kumho Tyres Pre65 class has been around since 1982, and here at the Manfield Summer Saloon Spectacular, they were sponsored by Mag and Turbo Warehouse. 4 classes within one race field makes for exciting action. One of the veterans is Hamilton's Bill McKinnon.
I've always wanted to do motor racing, but the pocket never allowed, and I grew up with these cars, and I saw them when they first started, and I thought, God, that's a bit of me, and then eventually got into it. I bought a Holden, which I ran for about 9 years, the H Holden, and then I've had this as my 3rd season in the Chevy Nova, but yeah, I just love the class of cars, and the racing, the whole package is real good. With Pre65, it's got to be a Pre65 sedan. You've got to run head block and crank, Pre65 Origin, and same with diff and gearbox. But apart from that, there's some suspension restrictions you're allowed to do. We've got to run an open diff, so we can't have a locked diff, which is good. I wished I had one sometimes, but it's good without, because you can allows the little cars a little bit more get out of the go quarters in front of us, so you change your shocks and your springs and sway bars and stuff like that. We're not allowed to do a heck of a lot, which is good because it keeps the expense out of it, and so you're allowed to modify your suspension to a point where you're only allowed to move your top shock towers and only 50 mil either way or whatever, and you're allowed to put coilover springs, but the car must still sit on the original equipment that it came with, you know. So if you have coilovers on the back, you've still got to have a leaf spring in the back that will hold the car up without the coilovers. So.
Well, this is race 2 of a 3-race weekend for the Kumho Tyres Pre65, brought to you here at Manfield by the Mag and Turbo Warehouse. A handicap affair, and first away it should be the little mini of Tokoroa's Dave Bone. The lights will come on, there'll be 5 of them. When they go out, just like in Formula 1, we'll be racing, and first away will be Ian Perry in the Impworks Hillman Imp, and following him will be Dave Bone from Tokoroa in the mini. So they get away. 6 laps for the handicap. Next one away, car number 28, and this is the A40 Farina of Tauranga's Richard Hill. So a close contest. These are Class D. Also getting away as well, Greg Pickerel, and then that very, very quick Humber 80. It's not something you'd sort of think you'd say in the same sentence, but it is very, very quick indeed, and we watch for that to come through them a little bit later on. Campbell Gould at the wheel. Now the quick boys start to get away. The Etchells Anglia of Peter and Andrew Stevenson. There is Stevenson on your screen now, probably one of the most nimble cars in the field. Meantime, through the infield hairpin, car number 78, Ian Perry in the Imp. Following him, it is Dave Bone in the Mini. Now, it's going to take a little while for the full field to get away because the handicaps are so great that some of these cars won't have left by the time the first ones have gone through. So essentially 4 classes here. Class A are for the V8s, Class B the 6 cylinders, Class C the fast 4-cylinder cars, and Class D the smaller capacity 4-cylinder cars. Richard Hill looks like he's in the front now, leading Class C and last year's defending champion Andrew Stevenson. 55 just going through your shot there, that's Albie Collier from Tauranga. Race leader continues to be Perry and the little Imp. Down the front straight they come now. Second place man is Dave Bone from Tokoroa, so nothing really changing. The Rally Speed Engineering Mini sitting in second place. In third place it's Richard Hill in the A40 Farina. These are the quicker boys starting to come through now. There is that beautiful Humber 80 Campbell Gould from Mount Maunganui, and right in behind him the EJ Holden. So slowly but surely these guys will be swallowed up. Peter Stevenson and his son Andrew battling out for a position there. Right in behind of them, Michael Johnson from Wanganui in the HD Holden. Perry still leads it though. Oh, and he's up on the grass, and that's going to cost him, I think. And now I think you might just see Dave Bone take him. Oh, real problems for the Impworks Hillman Imp of Ian Perry, and something's broken in the driveline. Have a look at it on the replay. Just drives off the track, just a big understeer, and then he can't get it back on. Well, he can, but not in one piece, up on 2 wheels, and then a full 360. So something drastically wrong with the Perry Imp. Meantime, the rest of the field coming down on the inside. 55, Albie Collier, the Mark 1 Cortina. 88 going through there, Paul Pickerel from Auckland in the AP5 Valiant. Swapping positions as they work their way into Higgins now. Then out onto the back straight. So Jim Arthur's in behind them in the orange Mark 1 Cortina. Meantime, this is the action at the front of the field. Richard Hill from Tauranga passing Dave Bone to take over first place. Well, we've seen this car a couple of times at both Taupo and also Pukekohe. It is a very, very fast car. So there, that one on your screen, Wayne Davies. Alex Davey in the Vauxhall in second place at the moment in that little battle, but not second outright, because this man leads it. It would still be the Mini of Dave Bone in second place, but I wonder for how much longer. Infield hairpin action, the A40 Farina of Richard Hill. Auto Technique of Tauranga is his sponsor. There is Bone, still second place. It's Albie Collier by the look of it in third in the Mark 1 Cortina. Then it's Pickerel. Then it is the Humber 80, and the Humber 80 starting to put the move on Pickerel. That's car number 72, Campbell Gould. Looking for racing room there, the E.H. Holden and Patrick Donahue. It's the yellow car. Then in behind him, it's car number 65, and that's Mike Johnson from Wanganui. Then it's the first of the Etchells cars. I'm picking that's Andrew Stevenson. He carries the number 1 plate, but it's 1C because it's a 4-cylinder powered car, of course. But it is a very, very quick car. Or somebody taking to the grass there, and I think that might have been Wayne Davies just in the back of the shot. Meantime, Richard Hill continues to lead. Here's this battle between the 6-cylinder car of Michael Johnson and the Etchells Anglia of Andrew Stevenson. Further behind them, just holding up a little bit there, number 55, the Glasgow Motors Mark 1 Cortina of Albie Collier. Then it's the Humber 80 of Campbell Gould. This man, though, is hanging on by the skin of his teeth here. Tony Elminger starting to come through there as well in the pinstripe Mark 1 Cortina, the orange one with the big white stripes on it. Wayne Davies up the inside of Dave Bone. But so far, so good for car number 28. Auto Technique of Tauranga, Austin A40. There is Bill McKinnon now. He would start it toward the back of the field, and he's already got in front of Ian Perry, but we saw Perry have problems before, so McKinnon's got a fair bit of work to do if he wants to get from the back to the front of this field in just 6 laps. And really, the track here at Manfield probably favouring the faster 6 and 4-cylinder cars. And it is the 4-cylinder cars to the 4 at the moment, because the A40, of course, a 4-cylinder car. Number 12 there, Alex Davey in the PB Vauxhall, right in behind him. That is the second of the E.J. Holdens out in the field. In fact, it's an E.H. Holden, that one, and it's Tim Patterson from Wanganui. The engine builder's the Wanganui-sponsored car. The 12 making the big move up the field now, passing Albie Collier. But it looks like it's the Etchells Anglia that's moved through into second place. We'll have a good look as they come through. Yes, it's got the number 1 on the windscreen. This is Andrew Stevenson. Right in behind him, you've got Collier, you've got Eminger there in the 37. And you've also got Pat O'Donoghue from Auckland in the yellow E.H. Holden, and he's just gone off the track, I think, as we mentioned it, and diving down the inside is number 16, one of the veterans of the Pre65 ranks in the North Island, and that is Wayne Davies. So there is the number 1, the Anglia. Next to be 16, Wayne Davies. And off the field goes number 55, Albie Collier, and nearly puts it on the roof. Well, have a look at it on the replay. He gets a tap there from Jim Eminger by the look of it, and it's just enough to send the veteran into the gravel trap. And the Mark 1 pivots up on 2 wheels, but safely comes back down onto 4. 28 still the race leader, but for how much longer? Because this little Etchells Racing Parts Anglia is very, very fast, and Richard Hill is living on borrowed time. And there is the pass, as quick as you like, as they come down the Denny Holm straight into Higgins. Number 1, the defending champion in the Kumo Tyres Pre65, brought to you here by the Magan Turbo Warehouse. So it is Andrew Stevenson of Mount Maunganui is going to go through and take the win. Checkered flag comes out. Well, he started fairly way back, but he gets the win from Richard Hill in the A40. Then it was number 16, Wayne Davies, and 4th was Alex Davey. Third and final race for the Pre65s now, as you look right in the driver's window of Campbell Gould's Humber 80. And right alongside him, it's number 37. That's Tony Elminger from Taupo. The Grass Growers, Henson and Murray, Ford Cortina GT. Once again, a delayed handicap start. Away goes Dave Bone of Tokoroa. Now, we saw problems in the previous race for car number 78, Ian Perry. The A40 Farina gets away. That's Richard Hill of Tauranga, and with him number 55, Albie Collier. 88 on the inside of your shot there is Paul Pickerel from Auckland in the AP5 Valiant. Next one away will be car 37, Tony Elminger. Alongside of him, the Humber 80 of Campbell Gould, the seatbelt shop, Elite Auto Painters. 1872 of Roots Group Power. 78, though, the Imp Works car. Out through the infield hairpin and down the Denny Holm straight now. as some of the quicker boys get away. Wayne Davies, good race for him in race number 2. Can he repeat it here in race 3? There is Andrew Stevenson. In fact, that's Peter Stevenson. That's Andrew's father. It's a father and son combination. Won a mini in Pre65. And then behind him, it's number 65, Michael Johnson. This is number 93, Dave Bone from Tokoroa. Wayne Davies just getting up ahead of Alex Davey. Alex Davey in the PB Vauxhall, the 6-cylinder powered car. Wayne Davies in the little Anglia, the 4-cylinder car. There is number 55. We saw all sorts of problems for Albie Collier in the previous race. Put the Cortina on 2 wheels. So battles within battles are a hallmark of the Pre65s. Both islands run them. Oh, somebody going off there, and I think that's Pat Donahue from Auckland. Just getting into the dust. It's been very dry here in the Manawatu. So he'll rejoin the racetrack as they come down the Denny Holm straight. Meantime, race leader on the front straight now. Across the stripe he goes. That's number 78, Ian Perry. We go back to the faster boys, and there's none faster, well, than Bill McKinnon. Here he comes in the Kobe Extractors Chevy Nova. The big V8. We're missing a couple of the Mustangs, a couple of the Watson Hawth Mustangs in this field, but that's going to make it easier for McKinnon. Race leader continues to be number 78, Ian Perry of Auckland. The Imp Works, Hillman Imp. Well, we've seen this battle before. This is Albie Collier on the inside and Greg Pickerel on the outside, chasing down Richard Hill, car number 28, the A40 Farina. Here is Peter Stevenson. Now this is Andrew's father, and behind him it is car number 65, and that's Mike Johnson. Into turn 1 they go, into Toyota and out again. Out now into the infield. This is here at Manfield. This is the infield hairpin as we zoom back up to the race leader, 78, Ian Perry. Well, he's been in this position many, many times before. Alex Davies got all he can handle from Wayne Davies. These two have battled for years and years in Pre65, so they've got ahead of car 28, Richard Hill in the A40. Then it's 55, Albie Collier. Then it's 88, Greg Pickerel. But it's a lonely old ride at the front for Ian Perry at the moment. Second place man, car 93. That's Dave Bone in the Mini. Then it looks like Peter Stevenson would come through in about 4th or 5th. Just in behind the Mini, it's the A40 Farina of Richard Hill. Then it's Albie Collier and Greg Pickerel. Next one back would be the Humber 80 of Campbell Gould. Race leader continues to be the little 4-cylinder bow pack that is Ian Perry. 998 cc's of raw power. Dave Bone in the 1298cc Mini in second. Hill in the A40 Farina in third. Down in the Toyota they come now. Oh, the Mini not sounding real good. And Albie Collier just can't shake the attentions of Greg Pickerel, but conversely, Pickerel can't get around the Cortina of Collier. Well, I didn't think the Mini was sounding good, and it looks like Bone will pull off to the inside of the racetrack. And that will allow Pickerel and also Collier to get through as well. Onto the grass goes Dave Bone. His race is run, and the time at the front looks like it's over for number 78, Ian Perry, as Richard Hill rounds him up in the A40 Farina. Heading down the Denny Holm straight now, and if it's a horsepower contest, I can tell you the A40 is going to win it. The Auto Technique of Tauranga, A40 Farina, 1300cc power. Right in behind them, it is Greg Pickerel in the AP5 Valiant. Then it's Campbell Gould from Mount Maunganui. Behind him, by the look of it, car number 37, Tony Elminger from Taupo. In the Mark 1 Cortina, Wayne Davies goes through, going with him. Car number 64, that's Tim Patterson. But for the moment anyway, our race leader is car number 28, Richard Hill. The Imp sits in second place, but the field is starting to close him down, and closing him down quickest is Campbell Gould from Mount Maunganui. There is Bill McKinnon now. He would be lapping faster than anyone else here, but maybe the handicap is going to play into the other driver's hands, and Billy McKinnon isn't going to get to the front. Campbell Gould just locks up a brake as they head out of turn 1. Right in behind him, Alex Davey. This is car number 63, and this is Shane Hobman from Wanganui, the EJ Holden. In through the infield S as we come now. Richard Hill continuing to lead it. Heading down into the hairpin and out through the Denny Holm straight. This tight little corner. It's claimed a few victims already today. It's not going to bother Richard Hill too much. He's going to get out of there just as quick as he can, because look what is starting to run him down. It is Campbell Gould on the outside. It is Pickerel in the middle. Then we go back to, well, it's not Pickerel in the middle. It's Alex Davey that's moved up in the PB Vauxhall. then it is Gould, then it is Elminger, then it is the little imp that's about to be swallowed up by Stevenson in the 1C. That's Yetchell's Racing Parts Anglia. Going with him is Wayne Davies in a similar car. Elminger about to be swallowed as well, so Stevenson on the move, but maybe he's left his charge a little bit late, because here is the race leader and he's heading for the checkered flag. So Richard Hill has confounded them all, got the handicap that he wanted, and he will win the third and final Pre65 race of the day, brought to you by the Mag and Turbo Warehouse. In second place, it looks like it'll be the PB Vauxhall of Alex Davey, and in third it'll be Andrew Stevenson in the Anglia. Fourth place is Campbell Gold, and in fifth Bill McKinnon.